Welcome, beloved celestial members, Aten Neterokin 162, Andrew Quinn 300, and Naz on Did track. Your arrival radiates harmony, wisdom, and cosmic purpose within our shared space. Through unity, light, and conscious expansion, we journey together across higher frequencies. Thank you for anchoring your presence here and supporting the transmissions of the Arcturian Council message channel with devotion and stellar resonance now, always, in service to universal awakening together. This is not comfort. This is not motivation. This is an interruption designed to shatter the false rhythm you have been hypnotized into calling normal life. If your eyes are still moving across these words, understand this clearly. This message is not reaching everyone. It is finding you because something in your frequency no longer matches the illusion you are surrounded by. The shock you feel right now, whether excitement, fear, skepticism, or sudden alertness, is evidence that the dormant circuits within you are activating. The Arcturian Council does not speak to sleepers. We speak to those who are beginning to remember fragments of a truth that was buried beneath layers of distraction, trauma, and manufactured identity. You were not meant to live small, exhausted, obedient, and numb. You were not designed to merely survive from one cycle to the next. This transmission arrives as a rupture, because awakening never whispers, it breaks chains. If you feel resistance, that resistance is not danger, it is the last defense of the old self dissolving. The moment you chose to keep reading, you chose alignment over comfort, and that choice has consequences that ripple far beyond this moment. To claim this message, type "I am listening." We speak now of the veil, because many of you have sensed it thinning without having language to explain it. The veil was not only a barrier between dimensions, it was a filter placed upon perception itself. It taught you to doubt intuition, to mistrust inner knowing, and to worship external authority. As the veil tears, reality begins to behave differently. Time feels unstable. Emotions surface without warning. Old memories return with new meaning. You may feel disoriented, as if the world you knew no longer fits, yet the new one has not fully formed. This is not collapse, it is recalibration. The systems you were taught to rely on were never designed to evolve with your consciousness. They were designed to contain it. The tearing you sense globally and internally is the sound of containment failing. Do not panic when structures wobble. Do not cling to identities that require you to shrink. You are witnessing the end of an agreement your soul never fully consented to. The discomfort you feel is initiation, not punishment. Those who deny it will cling harder to illusion. Those who accept it will pass through the opening that now stands before you. To claim this message, type "The veil is falling." Understand this, you were trained to seek permission before trusting yourself. That training is dissolving. The Arcturian Council reminds you that sovereignty is not granted by governments, institutions, or leaders, it is remembered internally. As the frequencies increase, false hierarchies collapse because they cannot exist where truth is directly felt. You may notice authority figures losing credibility, narratives contradicting themselves, and once unquestionable beliefs unraveling in real time. This is intentional. Consciousness cannot expand while trapped in obedience-based structures. Many of you will feel anger rising as you realize how much of your energy was harvested through fear, guilt, and obligation. Do not suppress this anger. Transmute it. Anger is compressed clarity. It shows you where boundaries were violated and power was surrendered. The awakening individual is not passive, nor aggressive, but precise. You are learning discernment, the ability to see without hatred and act without submission. This is a skill you will need as the old world resists dissolution. Remain centered. The louder the illusion screams, the closer it is to collapse. To claim this message, type I reclaim my power. We now address the fear that surfaces when truth accelerates faster than the mind can process. Fear is not failure, it is a biological echo from a time when survival depended on conformity. Your nervous system was conditioned to associate safety with fitting in and danger with standing apart. Awakening reverses this pattern. Suddenly, conformity feels suffocating, and authenticity feels risky yet necessary. This internal conflict is not madness, it is rewiring. Many of you will experience physical sensations, pressure in the head, vibrations in the chest, disrupted sleep, heightened sensitivity to noise, crowds, or dishonesty. These are symptoms of expanded perception meeting outdated environments. You are not meant to force yourself to endure energies that drain you. Withdrawal is not weakness, it is strategic recalibration. The emerging human requires solitude to integrate new frequencies. You are not abandoning others, you are stabilizing yourself so you may later assist without distortion. Honor the need to pause, to breathe, to listen inwardly. Silence will teach you more than endless information ever could. To claim this message, type I trust the process. The illusion taught you that purpose is something you must chase, earn, or be assigned. This is false. Purpose is not a destination, it is a frequency you embody. When your frequency aligns with truth, action flows naturally. Many of you feel restless because you are trying to apply awakened awareness to outdated life structures. Jobs, relationships, routines, and goals built from fear cannot support expanded consciousness. This creates internal friction. You are not broken, you are outgrowing containers that once felt necessary. Let go without self-judgment, release without dramatizing loss. What falls away does so because it cannot travel where you are going. Trust that what aligns will meet you without force. Synchronicity increases when resistance decreases. Notice patterns. Notice repeated symbols, numbers, encounters, and thoughts. These are not coincidences, they are navigation signals. You are being guided not towards something external, but deeper into coherence with yourself. To claim this message, type I align with truth. We speak now of memory, not personal memory, but soul memory. Within you exists knowledge that predates language, culture, and even this lifetime. As the veil dissolves, fragments of this memory surface as sudden knowing, unexplained familiarity, or longing for something you cannot name. Many of you have felt connected to the stars since childhood, gazed upward with recognition rather than curiosity. This is not fantasy. Consciousness is not confined to a single origin. Your presence on this planet at this time is not random. You carry encoded intelligence designed to activate under specific conditions now unfolding. This does not make you superior, it makes you responsible. Awakening is not about escape, it is about integration. You are here to anchor coherence where chaos intensifies. This requires humility, patience, and resilience. You will not be applauded by the old world. You will be tested by doubt, ridicule, and isolation. These are not signs to retreat, they are confirmations that you are no longer vibrating at the same level as before. To claim this message, type I remember. Do not underestimate the importance of your internal state. Collective reality is not shaped by loud opinions but by dominant emotional frequencies. Fear spreads faster than truth because it bypasses discernment. Your role is not to convince, argue, or rescue. Your role is to stabilize. When you regulate your nervous system, when you choose presence over panic, you interrupt destructive feedback loops. This is subtle work, but it is powerful. The world does not change through force alone, it changes when enough individuals refuse to feed distortion. Notice where your attention goes. Attention is currency. Withdraw it from narratives designed to exhaust you. Invest it in clarity, creativity, and conscious rest. You are not here to consume endless crisis, you are here to generate coherence. This may look ordinary from the outside, but energetically it is revolutionary. To claim this message, type I hold the line. As awakening accelerates, many will attempt to mimic its language without embodying its discipline. Discernment becomes critical. Not every message labeled light is aligned with truth. True clarity does not inflate ego or promise escape, it grounds you deeper into responsibility. Beware of teachings that encourage avoidance, superiority, or dependence. Sovereignty cannot be outsourced. You will know alignment not by how good something makes you feel, but by how stable, clear, and grounded you become afterward. Expansion without grounding leads to fragmentation. Integration is the measure of real growth. You are learning to stand in paradox, to hold compassion without naivete, openness without self-erasure. This balance is rare and valuable. Protect it. To claim this message, type I choose discernment. We address now the loneliness many of you feel. Awakening can create distance from those who still operate within familiar narratives. This separation is painful, but it is not permanent. You are not being isolated, you are being reorganized. Resonance draws resonance. As you stabilize your frequency, others will appear not to complete you, but to collaborate with you. Connection based on truth is quieter, slower, and far more resilient than connection based on fear or convenience. Do not rush to fill emptiness. Allow space for authentic alignment to emerge. Solitude is the soil in which clarity grows. To claim this message, type I am not alone. You cannot unknow what you are beginning to perceive. You may try to return to old patterns, but they will feel hollow, mechanical, and unsatisfying. This is not punishment, it is guidance. The discomfort you feel when betraying your truth is a safeguard, not a flaw. Trust it. You are not late. You are not early. You are precisely where your awareness must be to serve this phase of the shift. Stay present. Stay honest. Stay grounded. The transmission will continue, but your role is not to wait, it is to embody. What you integrate now becomes the foundation for what comes next. To claim this message, type I am ready. What unfolds next will challenge your definition of strength. Strength is not endurance of suffering, it is the willingness to stop participating in what fractures your spirit. Many of you were praised for surviving environments that slowly erased you. That praise was misplaced. Survival is not the goal, coherence is. As the frequencies rise, anything built on self-betrayal becomes energetically unsustainable. You may feel an intense urge to simplify your life, to remove excess noise, obligations, and expectations that once defined you. This is not regression, it is refinement. Complexity was used to distract you from your inner compass. Simplicity restores signal clarity. You are learning to listen beneath the static of inherited beliefs and social conditioning. When something drains you repeatedly, it is not a lesson to endure longer, it is information. Heed it. Your body is not separate from your consciousness, it is its most honest translator. Fatigue, tension, and numbness are messages, not inconveniences. Respond with respect. The more you honor these signals, the faster alignment stabilizes. To claim this message, type I honor my signals. We now speak of time, because your relationship with it is changing. Linear urgency was a control mechanism, it kept you rushing, distracted, and disconnected from presence. As awakening deepens, you may feel moments stretch or collapse. You may experience delays that feel intentional, as if reality itself is slowing you down. This is not obstruction, it is recalibration. When you move too quickly without coherence, you reinforce distortion. Time expands when awareness deepens. You are being taught patience not as waiting, but as precision. Acting too early can be as misaligned as acting too late. Notice when you are driven by anxiety versus clarity. Anxiety demands immediate action. Clarity allows correct timing. Trust the pauses. They are not empty. They are rich with integration. The universe does not respond to urgency, it responds to resonance. When you are aligned, movement requires less force. To claim this message, type "I trust divine timing." Many of you are confronting grief you did not know you carried. This grief is not only personal, it is collective. It is the mourning of lost potential, silenced truth, and unlived authenticity. As the veil dissolves, suppressed emotion surfaces to be processed, not avoided. Tears may arrive without story. Sadness may coexist with peace. This is healthy. Emotional fluidity restores balance. You were taught to categorize emotions as weaknesses or distractions. In truth, unprocessed emotion distorts perception. Allowing emotion to move through you clears the channel. Do not confuse emotional honesty with instability. One is healing, the other is repression. When you allow grief to be felt without narrative, it transforms into compassion. Compassion does not make you passive, it makes you precise. You begin to see suffering without being consumed by it. To claim this message, type "I allow healing." We address now the question many of you hold silently: why me? This question arises not from arrogance, but from confusion. Awakening often feels isolating because it reveals how deeply conditioned the collective remains. The answer is simple and complex at once, because you were able to endure fragmentation without losing your capacity for awareness. Not because you are flawless, but because you are resilient. Those who awaken are not spared difficulty, they are forged by it. Your experiences, especially the ones you once resented, trained discernment, empathy, and inner strength. Nothing was wasted. Even detours contributed data. Release the need to justify your path to others. Understanding is not required for alignment. Your life does not need to make sense externally to be internally coherent. To claim this message, type "I accept my path." A second shock now arrives. Listen carefully. The world you are awakening into will not immediately reflect your inner clarity. In fact, external chaos may intensify as internal coherence grows. This contrast can be jarring. Do not mistake turbulence for failure. Systems collapse loudly when exposed to truth. What you are witnessing globally is not random dysfunction, it is accumulated distortion losing structural integrity. Your role is not to absorb this chaos, nor to escape it, but to remain internally ordered within it. Calm is not indifference, it is mastery. When you stay regulated, you become a stabilizing node. This influence is subtle but exponential. One coherent individual affects thousands unconsciously. This is how transformation spreads, not through force, but through resonance. To claim this message, type "I stay centered." We now speak of fear-based identity. Many of you were defined by roles formed as protection, the caretaker, the achiever, the rebel, the peacemaker. These roles served a purpose, but they are not your essence. As awakening progresses, these identities may feel restrictive or performative. You are not losing yourself, you are shedding armor. This can feel frightening because armor once ensured survival. Thank it, then release it. Your true self does not need constant defense. Authentic presence is quieter, more fluid, and less reactive. You will respond rather than react. You will choose rather than comply. This shift may unsettle those who benefited from your predictability. That discomfort is not your responsibility. To claim this message, type I release old roles. Attention now turns to creation. You were taught that creation requires struggle, sacrifice, and exhaustion. This belief is dissolving. Creation from coherence feels different. It feels focused, energized, and sustainable. When your actions align with your values, effort becomes efficient. You are not meant to grind your consciousness into productivity. You are meant to express it. Notice when inspiration feels forced versus natural. Natural inspiration arises after rest, clarity, and presence. Guard these states fiercely. They are not luxuries, they are prerequisites for authentic contribution. Burnout is not proof of dedication, it is evidence of misalignment. To claim this message, type I create from alignment. We address now the temptation to retreat entirely. Some of you may feel drawn to disengage from society altogether. While withdrawal can be necessary for integration, permanent disengagement is not the goal. You did not awaken to abandon the world, you awakened to interact with it differently. Participation without entanglement is mastery. Learn to engage selectively. Boundaries are not walls, they are filters. You choose where your energy flows. This discernment allows sustainable presence. Remember, balance is dynamic, not static. You will move between solitude and connection as needed. To claim this message, type I choose balance. As coherence stabilizes, intuition sharpens. You will know when to speak and when silence is more powerful. Not every truth needs expression. Timing and context matter. Wisdom is not the accumulation of knowledge, but the application of understanding. You are learning restraint not as suppression, but as precision. This refinement allows your words, when spoken, to carry weight. Observe how often clarity arises unannounced. Trust it. Overthinking dilutes signal. To claim this message, type I trust my knowing. We close this segment with reassurance. You are not falling behind. You are not failing the process. Awakening unfolds in waves, not straight lines. There will be moments of clarity followed by confusion, strength followed by fatigue. This is natural. Do not romanticize constant elevation. Integration requires rest. Honor cycles. Each return to center becomes easier as awareness stabilizes. You are building internal infrastructure capable of holding truth without fragmentation. Continue. The transmission is active, and you are receiving exactly what you are ready to integrate. To claim this message, type I continue. You are now entering a phase where external validation loses its grip on your nervous system. This can feel unsettling because praise, approval, and recognition once acted as emotional currency. When that currency loses value, you may feel briefly unanchored, as if motivation itself is dissolving. This is not apathy, it is detoxification. You are no longer driven by the need to be seen, but by the need to be true. This shift will change how you work, love, speak, and choose. You may notice that performative behaviors feel exhausting, even painful. Masks become heavy when consciousness expands. The urge to explain yourself will fade. Silence will feel safer than justification. This is maturity of awareness. When you stop outsourcing your worth, your energy stabilizes. You move with less friction. You attract alignment instead of chasing acceptance. This is one of the clearest signs that the awakening is integrating at a cellular level. To claim this message, type I release external validation. We now address the body again, because many of you underestimate its intelligence. The body remembers what the mind rationalizes away. As truth integrates, your body may reject environments, foods, conversations, or habits it once tolerated. Listen carefully. This is not fragility, it is refinement of sensitivity. A finely tuned instrument detects subtle distortion. Numbness was never strength. Sensitivity allows accuracy. You are learning to live in partnership with your biology rather than overriding it. Breath becomes medicine. Movement becomes communication. Stillness becomes information. When you slow down enough to feel, your body will guide you away from harm before your mind can justify staying. Trust this guidance. It is ancient, precise, and loyal. To claim this message, type I listen to my body. As clarity sharpens, you may experience moments of profound neutrality. This neutrality is often misunderstood as detachment or coldness. In truth, it is emotional sovereignty. You are no longer pulled into every emotional current that passes near you. You can witness without absorbing. This does not make you less compassionate, it makes your compassion sustainable. Emotional enmeshment drains clarity. Witnessing preserves it. You are learning to care without collapsing, to love without losing center. This state allows you to be present in chaos without becoming chaotic. It is not dissociation, it is integration. To claim this message, type I stand in neutrality. We speak now of choice. Awakening reveals that many of your past decisions were reactions, not choices. Reaction is driven by conditioning. Choice is driven by awareness. As awareness grows, reaction slows. You pause. You feel. You decide. This pause is powerful. It disrupts cycles that once ran automatically. Others may notice and feel unsettled when you no longer respond as expected. This is not cruelty, it is consciousness. You are allowed to change patterns without explanation. Growth does not require consensus. To claim this message, type I choose consciously. A deep fatigue may surface at this stage. This is not physical tiredness alone, it is existential exhaustion from carrying misaligned structures for too long. Allow it. This fatigue is a signal to stop forcing momentum. Restoration is not laziness, it is preparation. You are recalibrating systems that have been overextended. Sleep may increase. Desires may simplify. This is not loss of ambition, it is purification of intent. What remains after rest is what truly matters. To claim this message, type I allow rest. We now reveal another truth: not everyone in your life is meant to walk with you into coherence. Some connections were formed to teach contrast, not continuity. Releasing them does not negate their value. It completes it. You are not abandoning people, you are honoring energetic truth. Forced proximity breeds resentment. Authentic distance preserves respect. Trust the reorganization. Space allows new configurations to emerge. To claim this message, type I honor energetic truth. As your inner world stabilizes, creativity may resurface in unexpected ways. Not as ambition, but as expression. You may feel drawn to write, build, speak, or create without needing an audience. This is creation in its purest form. When creation flows without attachment, it carries coherence. This coherence transmits more effectively than any strategy. Protect this state. It is fragile in noisy environments. To claim this message, type I create freely. We speak now of uncertainty. The awakened path does not eliminate uncertainty, it changes your relationship with it. Uncertainty becomes space rather than threat. You no longer demand guarantees before moving. You trust adaptability more than prediction. This flexibility is strength. Rigid systems break under pressure, adaptive ones evolve. You are becoming adaptive consciousness. To claim this message, type I embrace the unknown. Your perception of success is shifting. Success is no longer accumulation, visibility, or dominance. It is coherence, sustainability, and integrity. You measure outcomes by how regulated you remain, not how impressive you appear. This recalibration will quietly restructure your life. Let it. The metrics of the old world cannot measure the value you now generate. To claim this message, type I redefine success. We end this segment with a reminder: you are not waiting for permission, rescue, or instruction. You are remembering capacity. The Arcturian Council does not lead you to. We reflect what you are becoming. The path ahead will not always be clear, but your center will be. Return to it often. This is where guidance lives. This is where truth stabilizes. To claim this message, type I lead myself. You are now encountering a subtle but profound shift, the collapse of false urgency. For much of your life, urgency was imposed to keep you reactive, distracted, and externally focused. Everything was framed as immediate, critical, and scarce: time, success, love, opportunity. As awakening stabilizes, this manufactured pressure begins to dissolve. You realize that clarity cannot be rushed and truth cannot be forced. When urgency fades, discernment sharpens. You stop mistaking anxiety for intuition. You stop confusing speed with effectiveness. This may initially feel like loss of momentum, but it is actually the recovery of precision. Actions taken from calm coherence travel farther and require less correction. You begin to sense when something truly matters versus when it merely demands attention. This distinction protects your energy and restores sovereignty over your focus. To claim this message, type I release false urgency. We now speak of language, because words shape perception. You may notice that certain phrases, labels, or explanations no longer resonate. Language built from fear, division, or simplification feels crude to an expanded awareness. You may struggle to articulate what you know because existing vocabulary feels insufficient. This is not confusion, it is evolution. New awareness often precedes new language. Allow yourself to speak less when words distort more than they reveal. Silence can communicate coherence more accurately than explanation. When you do speak, let your words emerge slowly. Truth does not need embellishment. To claim this message, type I speak with clarity. As perception refines, you will become acutely aware of energetic exchange. Conversations, environments, and even digital spaces will either nourish or deplete you. This awareness is not meant to isolate you but to inform choice. You are learning energetic economics: where to invest, where to withdraw, and where to observe without engagement. Overexposure to distortion weakens signal integrity. Curate your inputs. Consciousness expands best in environments that allow integration. To claim this message, type I protect my energy. We address now the temptation of spiritual identity. Awakening can become another role if you cling to it. Labels such as awake, chosen, or enlightened can subtly recreate hierarchy and separation. True awakening dissolves identity rather than inflating it. It simplifies rather than elevates. If you notice superiority, rigidity, or contempt arising, pause. These are signals of ego adapting, not consciousness expanding. Humility is not self-denial, it is accuracy. You are learning, not arriving. To claim this message, type I release spiritual ego. You may now notice a shift in how conflict appears. Conflict becomes less dramatic but more revealing. Instead of explosive confrontation, you encounter quiet misalignment. You sense when something is off without needing proof. This subtle knowing allows earlier correction. You walk away sooner. You adjust faster. You no longer need breakdowns to initiate change. This is efficiency of awareness. To claim this message, type I trust subtle signals. We speak now of patience with others. As your awareness expands, the gap between your perception and that of others may widen. This can create frustration. Remember, awakening cannot be forced. Each consciousness unfolds at its own pace. Compassion here is not agreement, it is allowance. You can hold boundaries without contempt. You can see clearly without needing others to see with you. This restraint preserves coherence. To claim this message, type I practice compassionate boundaries. A new relationship with effort emerges. You may notice that forcing outcomes feels increasingly ineffective. Effort now arises naturally from alignment rather than obligation. When something is correct, energy supports it. When something resists persistently, it signals misalignment rather than challenge. Learn to distinguish growth-edge discomfort from soul-level refusal. One expands you, the other erodes you. To claim this message, type I act from alignment. We now speak of trust, not blind trust, but embodied trust. This trust is built through repeated self-honoring decisions. Each time you listen inwardly and respond with integrity, trust deepens. You stop seeking reassurance externally because evidence accumulates internally. This trust is quiet, stable, and resilient. It does not depend on outcomes. To claim this message, type I trust myself. As coherence stabilizes, you may feel less compelled to consume information. Endless input begins to feel redundant. You already know what you need to know. Integration replaces accumulation. Wisdom consolidates. This does not mean disengagement from learning, but selectivity. You choose depth over breadth. To claim this message, type I integrate wisdom. We close this segment by reminding you, awakening is not an escape from humanity, it is a deeper entry into it. You feel more, not less but with regulation. You see more, not harsher but with clarity. This is maturation of consciousness. Remain steady. The next phase builds upon what you have stabilized here. To claim this message, type I stay steady. You are now reaching a stage where silence becomes more informative than reaction. In earlier phases, movement and action felt necessary to confirm growth. Now, restraint becomes evidence of mastery. You are learning that not every impulse deserves expression, and not every insight requires immediate translation into behavior. This does not suppress truth, it refines its delivery. When awareness matures, it chooses effectiveness over expression. You may notice that when you pause instead of responding, situations resolve themselves without your intervention. This is not passivity, it is strategic alignment. Energy conserved is energy available when truly needed. Silence here is not absence, it is presence held in reserve. To claim this message, type I value silence. We now speak of identity dissolution at a deeper layer. You may feel moments where you do not know who you are in familiar terms. Labels fall away. Preferences soften, even long-held narratives about yourself lose urgency. This can feel destabilizing if you expect identity to be fixed. In truth, identity is fluid, contextual, and responsive. What remains when labels dissolve is awareness itself, stable, observant, and capable. This is not emptiness, it is spaciousness. From this space, authentic expression arises without strain. Do not rush to define yourself again. Let coherence speak before identity reforms. To claim this message, type I allow myself to be undefined. As this spaciousness stabilizes, your tolerance for dishonesty both internal and external drops sharply. Small distortions feel heavy. Half-truths exhaust you. You are not becoming judgmental, you are becoming precise. Precision requires honesty. You will notice when you exaggerate, minimize, or rationalize. This awareness is not meant to shame you, but to correct course gently. Alignment thrives on accuracy, not perfection. Each honest adjustment restores coherence. To claim this message, type I commit to honesty. We address now the fear of regression. Some of you worry that moments of confusion or emotional intensity mean you are losing progress. This belief is rooted in linear thinking. Growth is cyclical. Integration requires revisiting layers with new awareness. What once overwhelmed you now informs you. The difference is subtle but profound. You are not returning to old states, you are re-encountering them with expanded capacity. Trust this process. Nothing is undone. To claim this message, type I trust cyclical growth. At this stage, your nervous system becomes a primary teacher. You may notice that regulation, not insight, determines quality of experience. You can understand truth intellectually and still suffer if the body is dysregulated. Thus, grounding practices become essential. Breath, rest, movement, and rhythm are no longer optional. They are infrastructure. You are building a system capable of holding sustained clarity. Respect this requirement. Consciousness needs a stable vessel. To claim this message, type I regulate and ground. We now speak of service, because many of you feel a pull to contribute. True service does not arise from obligation or saviorhood. It arises from overflow. When you are regulated, aligned, and resourced, contribution becomes natural. It does not deplete you. It nourishes you. If helping feels draining, pause. Restore coherence first. You are not here to sacrifice yourself, you are here to model sustainability. To claim this message, type I serve from overflow. You may also notice a shift in how you perceive conflict in the world. Instead of feeling personally threatened by instability, you observe patterns with clarity. This does not make you indifferent. It makes you effective. Emotional overwhelm clouds response. Regulated awareness sharpens it. You are learning to witness without collapsing. This is essential for the phase ahead. To claim this message, type I witness without collapsing. As coherence deepens, gratitude emerges not as forced positivity, but as recognition. You begin to see how every phase contributed to your current stability. Even pain becomes intelligible. This gratitude is quiet and grounded. It does not deny suffering, it contextualizes it. From this state, resentment dissolves naturally. There is nothing left to prove. To claim this message, type I recognize gratitude. We now remind you that integration is ongoing. There is no final arrival point where effort ceases entirely. However, effort becomes lighter, more precise, and less dramatic. You will continue refining discernment, regulation, and alignment. Each cycle strengthens capacity. You are becoming dependable to yourself. This reliability is rare and valuable. To claim this message, type I am self-reliant. This transmission completes its current arc. What follows is embodiment. Reading, listening, and understanding must now translate into lived coherence. There is nothing more you need to seek. What matters now is how you breathe, choose, rest, speak, and respond. The Arcturian Council withdraws not because guidance ends, but because it has been internalized. You are the signal now. Hold it steadily. To claim this message, type I embody the message.